Hi, my name is Will Kerr and I've been making drawings on Instagram under the name of Kerr Art for just over a year, and today I want to share with you a fun little approach I've been playing around with when it comes to warming up and making some fun little doodles in a short period of time. So here are 3 things that I like about the approach. Number 1, it's a great way of warming up at the start of a drawing session. And number 2, it's a good way to come up with a number of ideas in a short period of time, which is useful. And number 3, you can find yourself using some shapes that you're not used to, so you can keep things fresh and exciting in your drawing. So this approach relies on your brain, but not on you working very hard. You're really just letting your human brain do its thing and recognize patterns. In the same way that when you look up at clouds, you can't help but notice shapes jump out at you. What I'm doing is I'm drawing a mess, really, of different anatomical shapes, and then looking at it and trying to find things in there that I can pull out and make little drawings with. So it's a little bit better than looking up at the clouds because I'm giving myself a little bit of a head start because they're all organic drawings and shapes already. Because I'm just drawing like a heel and then a cheek and then a shoulder blade and chaining all these things and not really caring about them laying over each other and things. It's putting down a big mess and letting your brain see things in it. And then it's all about looking at it, isolating a part, and then going to town with it and seeing what you can make with it. In this case, it was 2 feet, and then put them onto a new layer, and I kind of thought maybe it looked like some kind of dinosaur type thing. I added a few things to it, shaded it a bit, and then saved that layer, went back to the mess, the big meat mess. That's it, really. You know, it's a nice relaxing way of coming up with different shapes and forms that you wouldn't have come up with if you're just telling yourself, right, I'm gonna draw animals or weird funky animals for a while. In this case, I ended up drawing like a lion thing with like some kind of beak going on. I really like the shapes that are involved, and I can say with some certainty that I just would never draw that. It's, first of all, it's kind of a little bit more of a sophisticated angle than I'd normally draw a head of something at. And the lines are more flowing and the form is more organic. That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about like surprising yourself. This third one ended up, I kind of saw like a little bat's head in there. I don't know if you can see it as well. I think we latch on to things when we see something that could be an eye, and then our brain kind of extrapolates around it and says, right, there's got to be a nose round here. There's got to be a couple of ears. Oh, there we go. And then we've made a few assumptions, and then as an artist we can then flesh that out. What I've then made on this big mess layer is I've duplicated the layer, I flipped it horizontally, and I've just dragged it across and looked for some symmetrical shapes. I've isolated out this strange one here and wanted to play with it. In nature, there's so much symmetry everywhere. Every body is symmetrical. Generally, we just have that. I think it's just one line of symmetry, isn't it? Although starfish have a few more. So this is a cool little approach to coming up with. First of all, it obscures everything even more, so you come up with even madder things than you originally would. And second of all, because it is symmetrical, it has that natural feel to it, even though really it's just a big mess. I've done it again now, but I wasn't looking at the line of symmetry. I wanted to find a shape that wasn't as front on as that last one. And I ended up finding this little one here that had a sort of almost crab-like feel to it, and I turned him into a little character that I really liked. I ended up coming up with 5 drawings in half an hour. I was quite pleased with that, and they were certainly drawings that I surprised myself with. I think it's a great little approach to it gets you warmed up and thinking in 3 dimensions, which is very useful, and keeping those lines loose and not being precious about the lines either, because in my opinion it's so important to just keep things expressive and exciting. And then adding this random element in even compounds that further, keeps things more expressive, more abstract, but then you're using your human brain and imposing that structure on top of it, which you gotta love. Thank you for watching my first video on youtube.com. I've really enjoyed making it. I really hope someone has a bit of fun using this little method. I'll be making plenty more videos. Goodbye for now.